Alright guys, welcome back to another Diablo video. In this video, I want to show you guys my build for the Hammer of the Ancient Barbarian. I was testing this build a lot and I realized that with this build you can actually achieve pretty much close to 100% vulnerability uptime. So if you play Barbarian, you should know like most of Barbarian's damage comes from the crit strike and the vulnerability damage and crit strike damage, right? These two things, you're gonna stack these as high as possible. It doesn't matter you play Hammer of Ancient or you play Whirlwind. I switched to Hammer of Ancient a couple days ago and I was testing things out with this build. It turns out it works great, right? Because if most of Hammer of Ancient Barbarian build, you can only get vulnerability the first 3 seconds. So with this build, you are able to get vulnerability a lot longer than that. It's gonna make damage more consistent. But the unfortunate thing is, once you reach late game, you will realize that Barbarian is actually one of the weakest class. If we're talking about level 100, right? It's just a weakest class. You can beat level 100 Lilith in like 20 minutes, and other class can do it in like 2 minutes. So there it is, right? That's Barbarian. I'm gonna show you guys what's the difference here. So with Hammer Ancient build, all 6 skills, 5 out of all these 6 skills are pretty much fixed. You're gonna use Hammer Ancient, Rallying Cry, War Cry, and Wrath of Berserker. Well, this can be changed if you need more survivability. You can go with another shield skill, and then you're gonna go with Challenging Shout. Like 5 out of these 6 skills are pretty much fixed. The only difference is this thing here. This slot, I can see a lot of people using, like some people use basic attack, some people use ground stomp, and I choose to go with the death blow. Alright, not because it has a lot of damage. I'm gonna show you guys why I picked this one. So there is a skill here. It's called Exposed Vulnerability. Dealing direct damage with the weapon mastery skill causes your next core skill to make enemies vulnerable for 3 seconds. I think this one is super good. It is actually super good. Alright. All you have to do is just use this one. Use any weapon mastery skill. Your next core skill is gonna make the enemy vulnerable for 3 seconds. This is actually huge. Alright, and there's a legendary power here. Your weapon mastery skill have an additional charge, so this is also huge, right? So death blow is gonna have 2 stack, and again, you don't have to go with death blow. You can literally pick any of these weapon mastery skill. I don't think you're gonna pick rupture because this is really a bleeding stuff, right? And for steel grasp, maybe you can try that one. I actually tried that one. The problem with picking steel grasp is it doesn't give you any rage, right? So when you are doing the single target, let's say against a single boss, like the only way to generate rage or fury is from these 3 shout, and that's not consistent. You're gonna be like 10-15 seconds with no fury, and you can't use any skill, right? So I feel like death blow, like this passive gives you some fury. That's why I go with this one. Also, like this increased 100% damage to the bosses. It's gonna give you a lot more single target damage. And I was able to like beat a tier 55 Nightmare Dungeon boss in 3 seconds using this build. Literally one-shotting the boss. So I prefer to go with Death Blow, not Steel Grasp, but you can give that a try. Alright, it has 3 charges here. So technically it's good. It's a weapon mastery skill. It's gonna make the enemy vulnerable. So I'm gonna do a quick run of a normal dungeon to show you guys power of this build. But again, if you're before level 70, I would not recommend you to run with this build because you will not have enough rage. Alright, so you probably like before level 70, you should still go with a basic attack, right? Still go with a basic attack. That's what I recommend you guys to do. After level 70, give this build a try. Alright. This build give you not just bursting damage, but consistent bursting damage, right? It's gonna constantly making the enemy vulnerable. Okay, this is the Iron Hold, our favorite place. Just gonna do a quick run. I was able to complete level 68 Nightmare Dungeon with this build. I know like a lot of super good Barbarian content creator, they were able to do like level 100 Nightmare Dungeon. Like I can't do that. I just can't do that. Alright. Alright, so let me show you guys this. I use Death Blow against this one. Doesn't have to kill him. My next core skill is gonna make them vulnerable. That's the most important thing. Look at this. I'm gonna make these trash mobs vulnerable. Okay, so I do this. I use a Death Blow. I can make them vulnerable. That's super important. Alright, that's super important.
Not ready yet.
Okay. Yeah, I shouldn't use this shrine because I want to show you guys the skill. Okay, but let me just quickly progress to the next area. Okay, let's go. $4 million damage. Like people are able to do 400 million. Maybe no, not 400 million. 40 million. The highest I've seen is 90 million damage with high Hammer of Ancient. Not sure if Blizzard fixed that or not. Look at these. Let me try to showcase Death Blow here. Okay, just use this. Vulnerable. I saw 9 million damage here. Okay, so yeah, you guys see what I'm talking about, right? Just use Death Blow, make enemy vulnerable, and it's gonna be a clean one shot. So I guess that's pretty much it for the showcase. The only difference is what you're gonna choose to replace that basic attack. Once you reach level 70, you don't have to use basic attack anymore. Most of the time, you will have enough rage. Alright, I think the best weapon mastery skill you can pick is Death Blow. Alright, so if you're pushing really high level of Nightmare Dungeon, you don't have to go with ultimate. It's gonna give you some damage increase. But if you want to choose more survivability, just go with the Iron Skin here, right? And I see another super popular option is Ground Stomp, but I just don't think it brings you that much value because for the stun, there's actually diminishing return. First time you can stun them for like 4 seconds, right? The second time you just can't stun them at all. I have tested this mastery, sorry, this skill. That's just my experience with Ground Stomp. So I just don't choose to go with stun at all. Just go with Death Blow. Get more consistent damage using this passive. Right, this is a super awesome passive. You can invest 3 skill points to this. In terms of where you're gonna take out 3 skill points, like what I do is you don't really have to max out Challenging Shout and Rallying Cry. You can get these from the gear, really. Like for example, this one, I get +3 ranks of all defensive skill. You basically get ranked from here, right? So give this build a try. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a video soon. But the unfortunate thing is, I might leave Barbarian for a while. I want to give other class a try. Just be honest. I want to be able to experience other class. So I'll see you guys in a video soon. Bye.